Bakla, may karapatan ka sa wagas na pag-ibig. Bading, deserve mo ang happy ending. Yan ang battle cry ng gay romance literature sa Pilipinas.
Sa mga librong ito, ang pag-ibig ay hindi lang para sa karaniwang bida. Dito, ang mga bakla, bading o queer ay nagmamahal, nasasaktan at lumalaban para sa kanilang fairy tale na may forever. Ang mga manunulat ay patuloy na lumilikha ng mga kwentong tapat para sa LGBTQ+ Filipinos. Isa na rito ang gay romance author na si H. Bentham.
Gay romance, mga kwento ng pag-ibig ng dalawang adan. Mga istoryang nagpapakitang sa pag-ibig, pantay ang lahat ng kasarian. Gayunpaman, para sa manunulat na si H. Bentham, noong unay hindi naging pantay ang pagkukwento ng gay romance o boys love o BL sa Pilipinas.
Wala masyado. I think emerging siya sa industry. Ang karamihan talaga nga comics and karamihan fantasy, horror, ganyan. I think society needs to catch up. Yung progress natin sa online spaces, I think it needs to catch up with real life. I'm happy na ngayon mas clear yung market for queer stories and queer romance. So, I think kaya konti pa lang is because yung societal beliefs natin as a country, as a culture, hindi pa masyadong progressive. So, nagsisimula pa lang. Kasi I remember I had copies of Ladlad and Aura. It's very capital L literature, which I think kasi meron tayong representation. Pero more often than not, the gays have to suffer or go through pain or go through a lot of different things. And then in the end, sawi pa rin tayo. So I don't think that's very fun and engaging. So I have not sought out a lot of the literary gay fiction or literary gay books in recent years. Also, I think the representation of gay characters in general media is lacking in being the center or the main characters. Usually, best friends lang tayo, or usually sassy best friends. So we have to have a reason to be there. Hindi pwedeng nandun lang tayo just because. Like some of the straight characters. So dapat nakakatawa tayo or dapat atribida tayo, antipatika tayo. So nasi-stereotype tayo because there's nothing else na nilalagay kung saan nilalagay yung mga gay characters.
Dahil sa kakaunti o halos walang librong Pinoy ang naglalahad ng gay romance noon, nauwi si Bentham sa pagbabasa ng foreign books.
Ang exposure ko more on gay fiction talaga. American, mostly gay fiction. Erotica is one of the foundations of my reading and writing career. And then, ang gusto ko lang actually is more representation for gay Pinoys. I think. Kasi right now, although madaming lumalabas ng mga BL stories and queer stories, karamihan comics or non-romance. Although it's fun na merong mga horror, merong mga fantasy, pero sa romance, I don't think I've read enough or I've read a lot of queer romance by Pinoys featuring Filipino characters. So I think that's why I'm pushing for more of these stories. Not just by me, but for a lot of other Filipino authors as well.
Ito rin ang nag-inspire kay Bentham na isulong ang mga gay romance fiction. Ito ang mga kwentong may happy ending sa pagmamahalan ng dalawang adan.
I have been a reader for the longest time. It started when I found gay YA romance books. May mga nakasale na books and there were a few American gay YA novels. Tapos parang dun ko na-realize, pwede rin pala na ang gay characters is hindi lang yung nakakatawa, hindi lang yung antipatika. Pwede rin pala na same lang ng straight characters na teenager ako. I'm discovering what life is for the first time. Pwede rin naman na I'm looking for love, ganyan.
2017 nang simulang habiin ni Bentham ang kanyang unang gay romance book. Sa pagitan ng mga taon, ilang stories din ang naiambag niya sa mga gay anthologies. Hanggang sa nitong 2025, natapos at nailimbag ang kanyang unang gay romance book na Kiss Away the Goodbye.
There was a momentary pause and shift in Judd's expression, but he held Martin's gaze. And in the next moment, they were making out. In the midst of it, Judd moaned.
So Kiss Away the Goodbye is introduction for to Kiss Away the Goodbye. It's a story about two men who started as a hookup, casual hookup lang siya, and then which delved into friendship while they are still hooking up, and then eventually it's genuine love na. So they're just living their lives the way they want to. So doon nag-start yung isang main character ko, puro lang siya hookups. Hindi pa siya nagkaka-relationship because hindi siya makapag-commit. And then the other lead character naman is lagi na lang siyang nasa relationship. So hindi niya kaya maging single because I think he thinks he's lacking something kung wala siyang boyfriend. Kasi kaya tumagal itong book na to. Kasi parang hindi ako sure kung anong gusto kong sabihin nung una. Hindi ako sure kung anong dapat mangyari sa kanila, ganyan. So, balik ako ng balik sa umpisa. From the very first version, yung pinaka-first manuscript niya, I wrote that within 3 months. So, 30,000 to 50,000 words within 3 months. And then, yung editing, yun yung nagpatagal. Kasi, balik ako ng balik. Gusto ko yung chapter 1 ko, ganito. Gusto ko ganito. And then, I also switched POVs. So, minsan, gusto ko first person. Tapos parang, in the middle of it, hindi ko gusto. Di balik ako, third person na naman. So, yun ang nangyari. Kaya siya matagal.
Sa loob ng 8 taong iyon, nasaksihan din ni Bentham ang pag-usbong ng mas marami pang BL stories sa media at literatura.
I think in the last 8 years, ang masasabi ko lang na maraming DL na Filipino written and centering Filipino characters was during the pandemic, nung meron ng mga boys lockdown, merong Game Boys. But before that, ang mga gay characters in fiction na nakita ko still are very reminiscent of the old stereotypes na yun nga, breadwinner, na kailangan lagi maghirap, or ostracized by the community, ganyan, or side characters lang na hindi na bibigyan ng time na mag-unravel yung totoong character ng character.
Kung may nais mo makita si Bentham na pagbabago sa portrayal ng gay relationships sa media at literature, ito ay ang makawala sila sa common stereotypes.
Marami akong hinahanap. Kasi nga, dahil widely read ako sa mga foreign books, gusto ko meron din tayo. Ang una is older characters. So, a lot of the things that I see right now are young. Puro coming of age, puro mga trying out things for the first time. Which is good, and at least there is representation. Kasi nung time ko, wala pang ganon. Wala talaga, as in. And then, gusto ko rin yung mga unusual na trabaho. Like, for example, si Ada as a parlorista. Sobrang daming bading na parlorista. Pero ang makikita mo lang sa mga fiction natin, kakonti, yun si Ada. Tapos kung meron pang iba, either nasa erotica side or sa mga stories na hindi naman happily ever after yung ending. So, again, gay suffering, gay pain. Which is also another thing that I would want to find more in Philippine literature. Less na yung drama about sexuality. Kasi I think wala naman ginagawang masama ang mga gays. We just want to live same as everyone else. So we have to have experiences that are the same as everyone else. I think the younger generations are more tolerant about it. But I think tolerance only goes too far. So I think yung next step naman, acceptance naman. And we start to get that societal acceptance once we get to see a lot of it in the media that we consume, in the media that we are producing for everybody. Gusto ko din yung mga, sana magkaroon ng mga portrayals na realistic pero hindi based on pain or suffering. I think when you really unpack and unravel each person's truth, there's something in there that is going to be relatable and interesting for everyone. So, ayun, sana more of that.
Sa pag-out ng gay romance books, naging mainit din ba ang pagtanggap maging ng heterosexual readers?
I think we are open, but there are still reservations pa rin. I think we could be more open. Especially since I've been to the 2 separate events na selling this very, very gay book. Ang nakikita ko, more of the younger audience are receptive to it. And then the older audiences are looking for something na parang, is there a moral lesson in this? Is there, paano yung character development? Or meron bang moral repercussions kasi nga lagi silang and all that. So we are open, but the younger generation are like afraid to venture out too far from the normal. Pero meron lang gumagawa nun. And then the older audiences still needs some sort of a surprise para maging mas receptive sila sa ganitong themes ng books. Ang pinakamaraming consumer ng BL are straight women. Hindi ko alam kung paano ko siya i-unpack, pero I think it has to do with yung patriarchal misogyny. Wala siya sa gay relationship kung pareha silang lalaki. Tapos parang refreshing yun sa mga babae na parang the misogynistic sides of men are not present. Meron minsan in very questionable works of fiction, pero less yung mga ganong toxicity sa mga gay romance.
Base sa karanasan ni Bentham sa kanyang librong Kiss Away the Goodbye, sinigurado niya ring kalakip nito ang gay lingo, culture, maging nuances.
So, the book is written entirely in English, pero merong mga Tagalog words at saka Tagalog phrases in there. Kasi I think gay lingo is not funny when translated. Yung Filipino gay lingo, mas masaya siya at saka mas nakakatawa siya kung Tagalog pa rin. Especially the references like Janet Jackson or Tom Jones, things like that. So, I try to put some of those in my stories, in my books. Pero, yun yung struggle kasi mas masaya siya kung Tagalog. Pag translate, it loses something. Gay culture, I think just some of the subtle Catholic guilt that we have, merong mga ganon. Pero hindi siya explicit na sinasabi. Pero merong mga, feel mo siya in their dialogue, in the decisions that they are making. Ayun. Tapos, yung family first culture pa rin nandoon, na parang ang closest support system ng characters will still be their nuclear family.
Sa pag-angat ng gay romance books sa pedestal ng pagkakapantay-pantay, malaki ang nakikitang papel nito sa pagsusulong ng karapatan at visibility ng mga miyembro ng LGBTQIA+ community.
I think when presenting stories like this, which represents gay people living their life just the way they want, I think informs the next generation to be more open and accepting. Also, I think the visibility side, it becomes it normalizes queer people. So, hindi na nag-wonder yung mga bata kung what if dalawa yung tatay ng kaklase niya or what if dalawa yung nanay ng kaklase niya. Also, opens acceptance from the peers. So, yung mga teenagers, hindi na sila masyado nang bubuli, hopefully, ng mga members of the LGBT na mga kaklase nila or professors nila. So, I hope by reading and consuming stories where queer people are just there and are just having fun, having the time of their lives, even straight people get to understand and relate and be more accepting. More happy ever afters pa rin. Yun pa rin talaga. Kasi, like, for example, sa romance class, we only have a handful of queer romances. And also, I think just a handful of writers din. So, we need more. We badly need more. Kailangan natin makakatch up sa mga straights. So, this is an invitation to write more happily ever afters for our queer characters.
Rumarampa na ang mga gay romance books sa libraries, bookstores at TBR lists. Isang malaking panalo hindi lamang para sa mga manunulat, kundi sa buong komunidad na ngayon ay mas nakikita, naririnig at mas nakikilala. Truly, ang mga bakla ay may karapatan sa wagas na pag-ibig. At oo, ang mga bading ay deserving ng happy ending.
Para sa Read Pinoy, ako si Marian Abio.